Hello, fabulous superstar Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of May 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boys, it's a very special time. Powerful energies are with us now. The more dominant energies throughout this particular month are happening in the sign just before yours, which means that the best stuff is just going to show up and come out of nowhere. There might be closures now or realizations, but they are very fortunate closures. Think about all those times when something ended and you felt like, oh, thank God that's over. That's the kind of energy we have here, speaking to you in important ways throughout the month. But then we get a little bit forward, and it is going to be the 23rd of the month that we get a full moon in your opposite sign. That's all about love and partnership, and boys, that feeling very powerful for you. But it is on the 25th that Jupiter will enter your sign, and that's where I'm going to start for you now, because Jupiter entering your sign is a really big deal. You get about a year every 12 years, so you only get a handful of time frames when Jupiter will transit through your sign. And when it does, it's a time of new beginnings of all kinds. You spent the last year allowing those healthy closures to take place, cultivating surrender. Now it's about being a lot more proactive with Jupiterian energy and moving towards what you desire. There is a confidence with you now that can be positively attractive to all kinds of people in your life, and that can open up all kinds of opportunities for you. At the very least, you'll be invited to consider what happiness is for you and to do more of that, to be more of that as well. And that optimism is one that'll have you taking more chances, making more changes with absolute faith that things can go your way. And with Jupiter in your sign, they often will. And so this is energy to look forward to. You will be the most blessed of the zodiac in the year ahead with Jupiter in your sign. That's how big a deal it is. I'll have a lot more to say about Jupiter in the sign of Gemini in its own special horoscope, so be on the lookout for that later on this month. But this month, there are other really big things that are playing out as well. So let's go through some of them. On the 2nd of the month, Pluto goes retrograde. This tends to suggest a moment that feels particularly intense. For you, it's in fellow air sign Aquarius, a worldly part of your sky. And in some way, you're having an understanding of where you are supposed to be, literally and figuratively, that may feel different than before. Long distance travel, immigration, citizenship, higher learning, and legal matters may feel like they are on the horizon, or it just might be that you're challenging your own beliefs at this time and what it is you understand about the world around you philosophically, politically, or spiritually. This might be a time when you're getting more politically active as well. So strive to be gentle with yourself, because this energy can get rather intense. Make sure you're practicing self-care as it is you're moving towards the changes you desire to see in the world. It will be on the 8th of the month that we will have this month's new moon. And this new moon takes place in the sign just before yours. And this part of the sky has to do with closing karmic ties, ending karmic chapters. And it's also about fortunate closures. And it's also about creating space for the new and the next to find you. And that new and the next is literally right around the corner. It comes once it is that we'll have Jupiter enter your sign later on this month. But at this point, it's more about the allowing that's going to allow great things to come in for you as well. So stay open to possibilities here. Ultimately, the higher intention of this part of the sky is to connect to faith, connect to an understanding that you have so much more yet to do in this lifetime. Even if you don't have all of the details sorted out just yet, you don't need them. But that faith is strong and it'll see you through. Now, it is going to be on the 13th of the month that we will have the most surprising day of the year, also called the most shocking day of the year. And on the 18th, we will have the luckiest day of the year, also in the sign just before yours. The most shocking day of the year, really, I think this is going to be something that comes out of nowhere. Person, place, thing, or situation. Whether it's something you hear or something that actually takes place. out of nowhere, something is illuminated. You learn some truth, and it changes so much for you. But I think part of what it changes is that it allows you to create that space so that the new can come in. But it's also the space needed for faith to set in. Once the sun meets Jupiter, the luckiest day of the year, that's when some blessing is likely to just show up. Healing energy rushes right in, and that allows you to truly feel that much more plugged into source. If you are a poet or a writer or an artist or a musician of any kind, or you're just a mystic, a spiritual seeker, this could be a time when all of that mojo is operating very much on high. The 23rd of the month is when we have this month's full moon, and that full moon happening in your opposite sign on the same day that we have the most romantic day of the year. If ever there was energy that spoke to love, this really would be it. Now look, outside of love, I do want to say that this energy can speak to business partnerships or professional alliances. The full moon is speaking in harmony with Pluto. So there's some real power moves taking place here, and perhaps aligning with someone for shared prosperity ends up really paying off for you in some way at this time. But for all that, where it comes to matters of love, this is a wonderful full moon to understand where you are in love, how you feel about it, and to experience a sense of positive change. Some of the more healing energies in the context of love are just going to show up. And I think love may have a surprise element here, but there's also a lot of power and intention. A full moon brings with it things coming to full circle, but also being illuminated. It's a new understanding at this time. So for those of you open to meeting someone new, when we have important lunar activity in your opposite sign, it means that someone is there to help you to understand where you are in love and how you feel about it. And a full moon like this can feel very affirming. There's strong emotion, yes, but there's also an opportunity to bond with another person with great strength as well, as part of figuring out where you are in love, but also what it is you're hoping for next. For those of you just starting to date someone, this full moon is a real turning point moment, and it's also a very all or nothing moment. Now, regardless of what happens, you are at peace with it. That's the great thing here. And part of that peace just might be having a sense that this is someone to move forward with. And if that's the case, you are moving towards partnership very quickly now. But if it is that you realize that this is not someone to move forward with, there's just so much faith with you that you're able to make a change and feel at peace with whatever it is you choose now. And for those of you in an established bond, the overwhelming majority is going to find this a time when you're bonding that much more deeply with your partner, feeling the intensity and strength of that bond that much more deeply under the light of the full moon. A small percentage of Geminis out there, if you have felt for a while that maybe you're not in the right relationship for you, this full moon will be a turning point. Either it brings forgiveness that strengthens the love, or you start to consider what going another way could be for you. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It is a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. It's gotta be the fact that Jupiter enters your sign. This is a really big deal. Jupiter entering your sign is the star of the show now. And for you, it is coming to your sign to redefine you, to expand your horizons, to help you to feel that much more hopeful and excited about all the possibilities ahead. This is a year of massive change, and you will be at the forefront of it. You will believe that better is possible in all kinds of ways, and you will make it so. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video scope like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership Rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded exclusive video scopes, access to a exclusive Superstar monthly online event. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.